Hello guys, welcome to Ride VIP, the Rideshare channel. My name is Serge. In today's video, I would like to talk to you guys about giving this Tesla back tomorrow. So recently I put out a video that I'm not making enough money driving a Tesla and I'm giving it back. So that time is going to be tomorrow, which is going to be Thursday. I'm going to give the Tesla back. So I've been reading some of you guys' comments and stuff, and I've seen them time and time again. And you guys are saying that pretty much when you're renting a vehicle from Hertz, you're pretty much kind of like a slave to Uber and Hertz, and you'll just make like minimum wage. And definitely that is the case. That is true. Also, you guys been telling me that you're using your used vehicles in 2012, 2013 and whatnot, and that is absolutely fine, and that you'll stick to those. And definitely agree with you guys. Could not agree with you guys more. So with that being said, I'm going to work on getting one of the cars ready for me to use for Uber. It's going to be one of my own cars. I have lots of different choices, so I'm going to work on one of those options for me. I have a couple options. One of them is I could just get my 2007 BMW X5 ready. Uber does not let 2007 anymore, so I don't know if that's going to be like a problem. But here's the thing: before Uber changed their vehicle models, they actually allowed me to add that vehicle. So I actually added it, but I did not add any other paperwork besides just adding it. So I think if you're able to add that vehicle, then you're going to be fine. Just next year, they might tell you your vehicle does not qualify or whatever, you know. So I don't know how that's gonna work, because that never happened to me. It's just when it comes to like buying an older vehicle, let's say like you just bought a 2007, if you go to the driver app and you're trying to add a vehicle, you're just not gonna see a 2006 here or 2007 for that matter. But I was able to see it, and I was actually able to add it. But anyways, BMW X5, which is black, it's got a turbo seat in the back. It's really nice on the inside. It needs a little TLC, but the thing is, outside the paint is great, no dings or dents. Inside, interior, no rips or tears, that kind of thing. Now there's the leather itself from sitting, some of the color wore up just a little bit, like on the driver's seat, because that's where it was used the most. Other than that, the vehicle's fine. I am thinking about doing a color change for the interior. I'm still contemplating or not, whether or not I should do it, but I think I will do it. So I'm gonna take my leather seats. They're kind of like a light tan color, and make them white. I know you might think that's a mistake, and a white interior gets dirty kind of quickly, but I kind of think having a black car with white interior is just gonna look amazing. I already bought a white color dye. I bought more than enough to be able to do it. Also, I have sort of like a special leather lacquer, if you could call it that, to be able to go over the seats, and it's going to actually protect that white paint. So taking care of that white leather interior is going to be no different than any other interior. I can just basically wipe it down. That's it. It'll be just fine. So I have that choice, and also my other choice that I have is using a 2015 Jeep Patriot, or 2010 Nissan Rogue, or 2013 Nissan Altima, using one of those cars that I already have had for Uber. Now I have to do various things to them just to kind of get them ready, but I didn't have the time to do them because most of them just doing Uber. I'm gonna start working on these cars once I'm gonna take a little time off from Uber and get something ready for me. So one of the thought process was the BMW X5 I want to keep for myself, even though it's an older year. I don't care. I like it. I'm just gonna keep it. But these other cars that I mentioned, I'm thinking, well, all of them are 4-cylinders, so they're more fuel efficient and stuff like that. The BMW is an 8-cylinder car. It just has a turbo. Other cars, they don't have a turbo. So I'm thinking, what if I just, let's say, get a 2015 Jeep Patriot ready. Just get it all ready. Just ensure that. Just get that, I guess, okay by Uber. If I use that 4-cylinder vehicle, I'm going to be saving money on fuel. On top of that, I could list it for sale, and I could actually sell that vehicle while I'm driving it, which means I could actually make some money. So that seems like a kind of like a logical choice. And then just when I sell it, just transfer the plates and insurance to the next vehicle, and keep on selling them. So obviously, if I have a BMW with insurance and with everything else, it's gonna be like a nice car to drive, like nice luxury car. I'll feel good about it. But when it comes to selling my other cars, if I need to show that vehicle, it means I have to drive home, get in it, and then drive somewhere to show them. But that also means I would have an extra expense of having more insurance payments, more registration, things of that nature. So I'm kind of thinking maybe just try to save money and just insure the car that I'm actually selling, that kind of thing. Just do that. I'm also planning to open up my own car dealership license. I passed the dealer certification course a little while ago, and I could submit paperwork in and everything, and in that case I'll have to buy like insurance and stuff. So that means at that point I'll be able to drive any vehicle I want. I could just put dealer tags on them and then just drive it in order for me to sell it. Of course, not to use it for Uber, because I would have to have like certain type of plates on that vehicle. So like I think in that case what I can do is take the Range Rover, just remove the insurance from that and the tags, put it on the BMW that I could actually use for Uber and whatnot. So I could have like one vehicle that I could use for Uber, and any other vehicle that I'm selling, I could just basically place the plates on it, and because it has insurance and stuff like that, as long as I'm selling it, that should be fine. But I don't want to sell the Range Rover or the BMW. Those are kind of like for me. Now that may change in the future. Like if I have a nicer replacement, I may just go ahead and replace it. But just to try to save some money, like I don't see any reason for me to just have like a bunch of these insurances, because recently I had 3 cars on insurance, so I was paying insurance on all of them, so I could just drive whatever and my wife could drive whatever. But I just think that's a waste of money. So I'm gonna try to save money. I think nowadays it's going to be very important to try to make the best out of what you have, not to try to splurge too much. Just have a used car. Like, don't overextend yourself. Like, don't have any car payments. Don't have like very expensive rent payments or like house payments, because everything's kind of getting expensive now. And if you guys are working for Uber or Lyft, or you're doing some kind of rideshare, you already know some days are good, some days are bad. But if you're renting something, obviously it's you feel a little bit like a slave, because not only that you have to work all the time, but you also don't make enough to really make it worth your while. It's kind of like we're making basically minimum wage. But with that being said, I was using an 8-cylinder vehicle. Like how much fuel I'm spending, it's actually more to fuel like a 8-cylinder car than I can rent a Tesla. It's just when I've been renting a Tesla, guys, I'm just not working enough. When I used to rent Teslas, I would just still like work like a slave. I would make a lot of money. There was big bonuses. I was trying to hit those bonuses. Now those bonuses are almost like non-existent. So it's pointless to try to really kill yourself over those bonuses. So I try to work like a normal person. I'll start off like working in the daytime like this. I'll work till maybe like 10 p.m. And then at that point, depending on where it is, I put destination mode to make it home. Sometimes I make it home by 11, sometimes by 1 o'clock at night. But I'm trying to live a life like a normal person. But that will mean I did not finish my 12-hour shift, did not even finish my 10-hour shift, usually finished an 8-hour shift at best. So that means it's not really worth it for me to rent a Tesla, because in order for me to benefit fully from this rental, I need to use it 12 hours a day, like for actual Uber driving, which for me would mean 15 hours a day, because I have the commute that I have to do as well. So it's just completely not worth it. So what I was also getting ready to say, guys, is we're just not making enough money in this type of business, and we need to save as much as possible. So I'm just talking basically to the rideshare, people, like out here. However, I've seen other rideshare channels. Some of them still have bonuses. I don't know how, but also I was in the same shoes last year when I had all these bonuses. And you guys were telling me, how are you having these bonuses? You don't even have them. And you guys thought like I was a new driver, but I wasn't. So sometimes randomly, Lyft will have some kind of good bonuses, and sometimes Uber will have some good bonuses. It just every week is different. You just have to kind of like, look. And also, I think bonuses are probably done according to your performance. I noticed when I work less, my bonuses was either non-existent or they were very little. But when I put in a little bit more work, the bonuses grow in that number. So last week they wanted to only give me like bonuses of $25. This week there's a bonus of $100 plus $25 for those same 60 rides. So go figure. So like I was working less before, obviously before I rented a Tesla, so the bonuses were like almost like non-existent. Now they're like a little bit better. But anyways, guys, in either case, I'm going to be working on ways to make more money from home, not from like driving for Uber. I'm gonna be just working on using my own used cars. I'm giving up an idea of buying a Tesla vehicle. If you see like another video where I'm talking about like that I'm interested in buying a Tesla or whatever, I mean, my ideas they change back and forth. Like I go according to the information that I currently have and my wants and needs at the time. But I'm leaning more like not buying a brand new Tesla right now because it just feels completely pointless. And I'm gonna put out a video that I already recorded. Well, actually, I already put that video out where I explain like some of the reasons that it's not a good idea to actually buy a Tesla right now. There's just like too much going on. I do feel that we're headed towards the future where everyone's gonna have an electric vehicle. That's not gonna be like, oh wow, you have an electric vehicle. Like everything's kind of like headed that way. Electric vehicle is going to become so much cheaper, and I think we're at that point where there's just like so many electric cars out there, so many choices to choose from, so much competition from electric vehicles that the prices will drop. That's how I see it, guys. So I see no reason to be buying a brand new Tesla. Also, last night I went to the car auction, online car auction, and I looked at some of the Teslas that I could just buy. Like I don't have to bid on them. I just went out to see like that I could just buy, and I could get them for like as low as 11,000, as much as 50,000. I've seen some for a lot more than that. I was looking at specifically Model 3s, just any Model 3. So like could be base mixed in with like a dual motor or whatever. So those that I was looking at, some of them were slightly crashed, so that means they may have a salvage title, so it would not be allowed for Uber. But let's say like you wanted a car that you just wanted to save money on by driving. I mean, for me, I could just buy it from auction. I could just fix it, and that'll be the end of it. I have plenty of cars that I could sell and then buy myself a Tesla instead from online. So I still want a Tesla. I just don't want the car payment, even though I could afford a car payment. Just because like it doesn't feel good to be a slave to a car payment. Like there's a true saying out there that a borrower is a slave to the lender, and that could be further from the truth, guys. I don't know if I said that correctly, but anyways, you know what I'm talking about, guys. If you borrow money, then you're a slave to the lender. I mean, those things are definitely correct, but the thing when I said that could be further from the truth, it made me feel like that's actually the opposite meaning of it. But anyways, English is not my second language. I mean, English is my second language, so I could sometimes like mess up some of the stuff, like some of the sayings or whatever. So keep that in mind. But it still holds true that if you borrow money like for like anything, then you become a slave. You have to like work and work. Like me renting this Tesla, it's like I feel like I'm a slave. Like I can't take a day off, like because there's that rental payment every day. Like I can't take a day off, but I still don't care. I'll work my 8 hours and I just go home. You know, that's what I started doing. But really, my 8 hours is really like 11 hours. So I think if I put in the same amount of effort in just my home business, I will be doing so much better. You know, I just like driving. I like doing this type of stuff. But I enjoyed driving a lot more when I was making $30 an hour or more. Now, that's almost non-existent. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourself and see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.